fact of our own existence is almost too surprising to bear. So is the fact that we are surrounded by a rich ecosystem of animals that more or less closely resemble us, by plants that resemble us a little less, and on which we ultimately depend for our nourishment, and by bacteria that resemble our remoter ancestors, and to which we shall all return in decay when our time is past. Darwin was way ahead of his time in understanding the magnitude of the problem of our existence, as well as in tumbling to its solution. He was ahead of his time, too, in appreciating the mutual dependencies of animals and plants and all other creatures, in relationships whose intricacy staggers the imagination. How is it that we find ourselves not merely existing, but surrounded by such complexity, such elegance, such endless forms, most beautiful and most wonderful? The answer is this: it could not have been otherwise, given that we are capable of noticing our existence at all, and of asking questions about it. It is no accident, as cosmologists point out to us, that we see stars in our sky. There may be universes without stars in them, universes whose physical laws and constants leave the primordial hydrogen evenly spread and not concentrated into stars. But nobody is observing those universes, because entities capable of observing anything cannot evolve without stars. Not only does life need at least one star to provide energy, stars are also the furnaces in which the majority of the chemical elements are forged, and you can't have life without a rich chemistry. We can go through the laws of physics one by one and say the same thing of all of them. It is no accident that we see. The same is true of biology. It is no accident that we see green almost everywhere we look. It is no accident that we find ourselves perched on one tiny twig in the midst of a blossoming and flourishing tree of life. No accident that we are surrounded by millions of other species, eating, growing, rotting, swimming, walking, flying, burrowing, stalking, chasing, fleeing, outpacing, outwitting. Without green plants to outnumber us at least 10 to 1, there would be no energy to power us. Without the ever-escalating arms races between predators and prey, parasites and hosts, without Darwin's war of nature, without his famine and death, there would be no nervous systems capable of seeing anything at all, let alone of appreciating and understanding it. We are surrounded by endless forms, most beautiful and most wonderful, and it is no accident, but the direct consequence of evolution by non-random natural selection. The only game in town, the greatest show on earth.
Hi, I'm Ryan DeLong, and this is my book talk for the book The Greatest Show on Earth, The Evidence for Evolution by Richard Dawkins. This book lays out all of the current evidence scientists have today on the subject of evolution. It also lays out some key concepts that correspond to evolution, such as natural selection and predator versus prey relationships. Richard Dawkins cleverly explains certain key concepts with the use of vivid language, metaphors, and comparisons to other more well-known ideas. This allows young students with a budding curiosity for biology, like me, to easily grasp and understand more foreign and new concepts. If you are at all interested in the many complexities of life and the processes that shape the way life evolved to its present state, I urge you to give this book a read. Thanks for watching.